Well, some allegations of medical waste, biohazard materials, even medical records being mishandled at this OSU facility. The allegations come from several temporary workers who say they were hired to help the university sort through its trash and recyclables.
The workers say what they found was disgusting and disturbing. 10 TV's Glenn McIntyre went to the 2500 block of Kenny Road looking for answers. He joins us now live in the studio with their stories and OSU's response. Glenn.
That's right, Kristen. The work being done was part of the OSU's Zero Waste program. That's a program to determine how much of the school's trash could be recycled or composted. The staffing agency said they told the workers they'd be separating plastics and cardboard. These workers say that doesn't begin to cover what they were asked to do. This is the site the temporary workers reported to yesterday morning, OSU's solid waste management facility on Kenny Road. Our camera found workers there today, but nothing like what these temporary workers describe.
In with the trash, it was needles with the caps off. There was catheters, IVs. 3 separate workers telling very similar, very specific stories.
The main things I seen that disgusted me were like the catheters that have been used, and some of them had blood and urine in them, and they were like leaking out. It was disgusting.
I've actually worked out at Waste Management in Canal Winchester, and I've never seen nothing like that before. I mean, just all that medical waste and the feces and stuff.
The workers spoke to 10 TV on the condition of anonymity out of fear of jeopardizing their employment. They were asked to sort through the trash, separating it into bins, sent by Minutemen staffing at the request of a company called Heritage Interactive, which was hired by OSU. Along with the medical waste, they say, were medical files.
There were some patient files in the papers. I mean, they're like confidential files I've seen I threw away.
Like it had a person's name, why they were there, what they were being seen for, and it had their insurance number and everything.
They say the supervisors with Heritage were well aware of what they were finding.
The people that at Heritage, they knew it was there because they had bins signed that said medical waste. There's actual bins there that says medical waste.
Managers here at Minutemen Staffing tell us they heard the same complaints from at least 5 different workers. In response, Minutemen pulled all of its workers from the job. Heritage tells 10 TV it had workers alongside the temps who saw no medical waste. OSU says its procedures make what these workers describe impossible.
I've been working for this place now for 2 years, and I've never walked off of a job. I knew within the first 10-15 minutes that I was there, I was leaving because it was just too disgusting.
What do you say to folks at OSU who say this didn't happen?
You're lying. Flat out, you're just lying.
Now, a spokesperson from OSU declined to talk with us on camera today, but sent us an email with a lengthy list of procedures and protocols in place to prevent this from happening.
So we have to ask, what measures do they take?
Well, they say that all medical waste are handled separately by a private contractor who physically removes the waste container from the medical center campus. It's then taken off-site and never mixed with any other university trash. We have that complete list posted, the complete list of their protocols posted online at 10tv.com.
That should be helpful. Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn. New at 6, a Central Ohio police officer on leave after money turns up missing following an arrest. 10 TV's Tanisha Millette traveled to Gallion in Crawford County before she went on the breaking news story you saw.
Gallion police officer John Byrne remains on paid administrative leave as he awaits the outcome of a criminal investigation. Investigators say Bourne and his partner went to this Gallion home to serve an arrest warrant. Police Chief Brian Satterfield says they came across another man outside the home and started talking to him.
And they started to dig in a little bit more and ended up following him inside. Because he wasn't being as cooperative as most people would be, and determined that there was some criminal action that had taken place inside. They made an arrest of this individual.
The police report shows the next day, the Crawford County Prosecutor's Office said no charges would be filed and advised that the man be released and that any property seized be returned. Police records show it was Officer John Byrne who collected $731 in cash from the man.
What was actually returned was $599.
A difference of more than $130, but enough, Satterfield says, to launch an internal investigation. That was ultimately turned over to the Crawford County Sheriff's Office to conduct a criminal investigation. 10 TV looked into Bourne's personnel file. It shows multiple suspensions and oral warnings, including a suspension in May 2012 after he fell asleep on duty and crashed his cruiser into several posts at Galleon High School. But Satterfield says stealing is not in Bourne's character, and once that's settled,
regardless of who the individuals are that we're dealing with, if we seize property and we have to return it, we're accountable.
Tanisha Millette, 10 TV News.
Now, the Crawford County Sheriff's Office says it has completed its investigation and has turned it over to a special prosecutor for this case, the law director for Bucyrus. And they tell us he should have an outcome on this case soon.